Hello, everybody. So this is our first Steemit live, and we have here with us Thomas from Canada and James. So the first thing that we will do, we will introduce ourselves. So my name is Snoosy. I am clicks money on Steemit, and I earn money online more than 2 years. So I found information about Steemit, and I like it because it's a social network that pays, and we already use social networks. All of us, like Twitter, Facebook, and others. We use them a lot of years, and we don't earn any money from them. So I like the idea, and I am earning on Steemit very good. So I like it. I am from Algeria. I know 4 languages. I know Russian, Arabic, English, and a little bit French. I like to earn money online. I like to have fun, to find new friends, new connection. I have also 2 or 3 YouTube channel. I am interpreter. I teach Russian, and I teach Arabic also. So this is about me. What about you, Thomas?
I was introduced to the blockchain about 5 years ago in a course I was taking from Stanford University. It was a course called Startup Engineering, and it was based on, it introduced me to Coinbase, and they gave me a little bit of free Bitcoin, and I was discovering what that's like to have a bit of Bitcoin. And I thought, this is too good to be true. This sounds too good to be true. And it was only $94 US a Bitcoin at the time. And so I couldn't get anybody to take Canadian credit cards to buy in. So long story short, I ended up buying in a couple of years later, and regretted not getting in sooner. But I'm in now, and since becoming part of the blockchain with Bitcoin, I saw Ethereum sitting there on Coinbase, and I thought, it's just some other little thing. It's no big deal. But meanwhile, Ethereum has gone through the roof in the last couple of months. So I jumped on the bandwagon and got involved with Ethereum and started looking at other cryptocurrencies. And some of the other cryptocurrencies that are available are Steemit, for example, and it's a social media platform that you get paid to post, and you can be part of it and part owner rather than just financing Mark Zuckerberg and the gang. It would be financing ourselves, and more of an open source, sort of an anarchistic, sort of a freedom, transparent way to do things. I have a funny vlog I run. It's called Tom the Mormon. I just vlog. I started doing that because I'm trying to get more posts on Steemit. The more people that post, the more the platform gets promoted, and the more people get paid. We all get paid a little bit more the more that people use it, and the currency raises in value. And the more it raises up in value, the more attractive it's going to be for newcomers to join. So that's the idea. Like, we've been on Twitter and Facebook for forever, and YouTube, but it's time to get off the pot and start actually making money online, not just investing in cryptocurrencies, which are great, but being a part of the blockchain and investing in getting the general public to switch over to the blockchain and switch over to writing contracts online and doing land holdings online with the blockchain. Everything's transparent. There's a ledger that it's decentralized. Everybody can see it. It's fantastic. I'm just head over heels about the whole idea. It's like getting in on the internet when it first came out, when everybody thought the internet was like a CB radio. So do you like dogs? So do you like cats? It's more to it than that. There's it's the internet now. Everybody uses it for banking and commerce and trade, and so I'm interested in platforms like Steemit because of the cryptocurrency and the blockchain factor. Now that's enough about me for now. Why don't you talk about me for a while?
Yeah. Also, okay, we have James also. Hi, James.
Yes.
Hi, my name is James Bond. Of course, that's not my real name, but I'm mostly anonymous. I got into cryptocurrencies through Bitcoin back in 2013. And I originally just bought some peer-to-peer and person-to-person, which was the quickest and easiest way to get it. I didn't have to sign up or do anything, just meet someone and then give them cash, and then they would send me Bitcoin to my wallet. And I originally used it to trade on the exchanges because I'm more of a trader. But unfortunately, I was Mount Goxed. In other words, I had my coins on Mount Gox, and I lost everything.
Wow.
But the Bitcoin I did have, I decided to try peer-to-peer trading. And when I started, I used local Bitcoins, which I don't anymore. But I still do peer-to-peer trading, and that's what I've been doing since 2013. And that's how I mostly make my living as well. I also have a YouTube channel called James Bond. It's probably hard to find me since I'm using that name. But if you Google search James Bond Bitcoin, you should see my avatar, which is basically this James Bond logo, and you could get to learn more about me.
Yeah, and my name on Steemit is Gleason.ThomasR, and my nickname is Tom the Mormon. The Mormon
okay, thank you.
Christian anarchist, transhumanist vegan who has a lover of all life and the blockchain. So
very interesting, man.
Yes. Like to be busy. And
okay,
James, thanks.
Thank you for introducing yourself. Now about crypto. Why you use cryptocurrency? Why you think that cryptocurrency is good? For me, for example, I think that it's good because it's independent, it's anonym. Nobody will count your money, and it's very easy to use, and it's worldwide. What do you think about cryptocurrency, Thomas?
Cryptocurrency, I think the idea of cryptocurrency is the beauty of the blockchain, the transparency of it all. The fact that you don't have to involve government and banks in every single transaction that you make. You can do a purchase with somebody, and it's completely person to person, and it's trustworthy. You know, you don't have to worry about getting ripped off. I mean, it's fantastic. It's the way to go. I'm just blown away by the blockchain. And so the cryptocurrency thing, it's like a whole new stock market. There's all kinds of things to trade. They're going up and down. They get volatile. It's exciting. It's a little bit random at times, but it's very exciting because the whole idea is that it's young. It's in its infancy. And if you could have got into Apple when it was young, and if you could have got into Microsoft when it was young, I mean, you just go back and take a look at all these companies that you could have got in. It's just fun to be involved in it while it is still young. I remember Bill Gates talked about the tablet computer, and I was looking to buy one of these computers that it was a Samsung, and it flipped around and had a big, huge screen on it that spun around, and I could flip it and turn it into a big, bulky tablet. And that was great. It was worth like $7,000 at the time. But he said everybody's going to have tablets. And, you know, we've come through that. We've come through that tablet era, and now we've got, you know, cell phones and everything, and more people are using the phones. But you know, I digress a bit there. The blockchain is where it's at, and the fact is that the currency that works universally and internationally on the blockchain are cryptocurrencies like the Big Daddy Bitcoin and now Ethereum. And the beauty of Ethereum is the fact that you can write code on it. It has user-friendly code built into it, so you can do things with it, like Google Hangouts and like all kinds of different things that you can do. That's the beauty of Ethereum. So that's why I'm interested in cryptocurrency, because to me, it's like making the switch from, you know, horse and carriage to automobiles and eventually trains and planes and powered vehicles. A lot of people are like, well, I like my horse, Betsy, and why would I want to change and everything else? But, you know, look, that's just the way the world is going to be. It's you know, military type encryption. It's secure. It's transparent. It's just going to be the norm. It really is going to be the norm, and I believe that 100%. That it's not going to be like the CB radio, which people thought the internet was going to be like. What do you think, James? What about cryptocurrency? Why do you like trading in cryptocurrency?
Well, cryptocurrency was when I first started, it just was a means to make money. That's I used to trade forex, but was never able to make money on it for some reason. Mainly because the way the accounts are set up, they're set up like margin, and it always seems like someone knew what my margin stops and losses are, and the price would move to a direction where I would always lose, even though I was right about the trade. And
Right.
so
Yeah.
with cryptocurrency was different because there's no one exchange. There were at the time, the major exchange when I started was Mt. Gox, but there was Bitstamp and there was BitC and maybe some other smaller exchanges. I tried to go to the largest exchange. I thought that was the safest. I was proved to be wrong. But that was my original goal. I never really got into what cryptography was, what a blockchain was. All I knew was that this was money outside the regulated system, and I can simply just trade in it. And what I've started to learn after Mt. Gox, after my the hacking and collapse of Mt. Gox, what I started to learn as I started trading peer to peer and I got deeper into, I guess, the rabbit hole, was that you know, Bitcoin specifically, because that was the only major one at the time, was that this is really a grassroots, from what I've experienced, more of a grassroots movement to in a way become self-empowered away from a centralized system that would essentially rewrite history or rewrite the ledger in your bank account, and that would basically help you as an individual make your own decisions in life. And so that's kind of what cryptocurrency has become for me. It's become a way of empowering yourself outside of a centralized system.
That's beautiful. It really is. Like, I mean, you get involved in something because you think, hey, I want to make a little bit of money on it. It sounds like fun. But then you start to see the total vision and the fact that it's expanding out and into all different facets of life. Eventually, I guess when it reaches a certain threshold, the central banks are going to start buying in, and then we're going to see the big change. It's going to go up in value, and who knows how it's going to go from there.
Well, why would you think the central banks would buy in? Because my experience with the central banks have been very hostile. They have basically closed my bank accounts. They have also closed my credit card accounts. I cannot use any financial services because it seems that I'm on a blacklist because I trade peer-to-peer.
Okay, what were you trading on Forex? Were you trading just currencies, or were you trading?
Yeah, I was trading on currencies, but when I got into Bitcoin, because you have to realize the point of Bitcoin is to cut out the banks.
Right.
And so if we're trading peer-to-peer, we're transacting peer-to-peer, and we're basically cutting out the middleman, which would be the banks, there's no way the banks would ever join in on this. And so far, my experiences, they've been very hostile to any cryptocurrency users, specifically Bitcoin users.
Mm-hmm. So you don't think that at a certain threshold, when it gets large enough, the central bank won't jump on the boat before they miss it? Because I think otherwise they're doomed, right?
Yeah, that's the point of Bitcoin. It's to get rid of the banks. It's to get rid of the middlemen. So yes, you know, they're not gonna join in on this unless they want to become a part of this network. Then, but you have to realize they're there to make money. The whole point of Bitcoin is basically to get rid of these middlemen.
It's certainly disruptive, that's for sure. to the central bank. And I'm happy about that. Everybody's happy about that, except the central bank.
I mean, it's so disruptive that even people who early adopters who got into Bitcoin and built a business infrastructure on Bitcoin are experiencing this disintermediation where their current business model may be disrupted by Bitcoin itself.
Mm-hmm.
Even Coinbase, Shapeshift, the exchanges, really Bitcoin has become the killer app in which basically will allow, again, individuals to empower themselves outside from a centralized exchange. So that would be like Coinbase, any exchange, that current form of exchange like Bitstamp, Bitfinex, Kraken, any payment processor, which is again Coinbase and BitPay. Because right now, if I wanted to do any business accepting any cryptocurrency, I don't necessarily need a payment processor. I only need them if I want to cash out. But if you think about the use of cryptocurrency, you don't want to go into a fiat. You want to develop an ecosystem with your cryptocurrency. So you want to reuse the cryptocurrency that you received as payment for your services or product, and then give that to somebody else. And then you can do that right now. All you need is a wallet and a QR code.
Mm. Well, I'm reading here on an article.
The next topic is Bitcoin. We can talk also about Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin it's the best currency because I don't know, the fact that is more expensive and it's growing every year. Just in 1 month, I remember in the third month of the year, it was about $1,200, and now just in 1 month it's grow for $1,000. It's like crazy. So imagine that if you have a lot of Bitcoin, how much you will earn. So I think Bitcoin will still go up. I don't think that it will go down. I am very positive about Bitcoin, and I even convert all my currencies and I try to convert all my currencies. I don't know if it's right thing I do or not. I try to convert them into Bitcoin, so it's like stuck. The main currency for me is Bitcoin.
You guys
so
both trade.
what do you think about Bitcoin? Is it a good idea to stack your money in Bitcoin?
Would you rather rely on Bitcoin or the US dollar? I mean, I'm trying to switch my mindset so that I can think of all cryptocurrencies based on what they will pay in Bitcoin, regardless of how up or down the Bitcoin goes, and get my mind off the US dollar. I know it's hard to do that, but I think if we start thinking more like that, it's easier to trade. What do you think about that, James? I mean, do you think that if you can think of terms of these cryptocurrencies versus what they're worth in Bitcoin on some of your exchanges, do you follow them like that, or you just look at them strictly and how much they are in US dollars?
Well, I trade peer to peer, and so I mainly trade Bitcoin. And the reason I trade Bitcoin because outside the exchanges, like these regulated exchanges or even the unregulated exchanges, any other cryptocurrency, in my experience, has no value except Bitcoin, because I've never sold anybody any other coins. I never bought anything except Bitcoin outside of the exchanges on a peer-to-peer level.
Right.
So my world is basically the scope of my world is basically Bitcoin and the local currency. I also trade Canadian dollars as well.
You have the safety of cold storage too. I guess that peace of mind after being burned on Mount Gox, you've got the peace of mind knowing you have cold storage. I guess that helps.
I don't store my coins on any place that I don't have control of my keys. So that would be exchanges, Coinbase, or any third party. The whole point of having any kind of cryptocurrency is that you control the private keys, and trusting a third party defeats the purpose of having any type of cryptocurrency. You might as well just go back to the dollar and put your money in the bank.
So you're a little gun shy to get back into an exchange or get into like Steemit, which is basically an exchange of sorts, and with a social media platform based on Ethereum in it. Yeah, I guess you're a little bit cautious, and you can't be blamed for that. I think everybody should be really careful with their Bitcoin and have it on cold storage, but be able to float out a little bit. It's like not leaving the house a little bit, like to go out into the economic world and get the confidence back up. I mean, I guess you could think of all kinds of different scenarios in the Industrial Revolution and different things and calamities that had happened, but eventually,
what would you use? What are you using like your coins for now? I'm just wondering, Thomas.
Just what do you mean in terms of trading?
Well, just what are you using for? Are you buying it? You saving it? Are you trading it?
Am I buying it? I'm trading it. I'm trading it. Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I like to trade, and I like to get involved in things like Steemit. And what I'm interested in is seeing what contracts can be written under the blockchain. Or I'm reading about Hyperledger right now, which is something that more of these distributed ledger technologies. I mean, this is what the whole thing, like Linux is getting involved. This is what it's all about. It's the whole transition to the blockchain. That is my fascination. And do I go out and buy a lot of stuff? I don't really. I'm not a big spend guy that gets a lot of frivolous stuff on Amazon and stuff like that. I don't. But what I do get excited about is seeing the technology applied to these sorts of things. If my daughter wants to buy cosmetics or something like that, yeah, she can buy it with Bitcoin. No problem. I think you should buy everything with Bitcoin. I think you should do everything with Bitcoin. I think we should be able to, pay for our gas at the gas bar with Bitcoin or anywhere else. I mean, but of course, being a Canadian, there's not a lot of things set up in my local area where they do take Bitcoin. I mean, I can go online and buy all kinds of things with Bitcoin, but I'm not all about just going out and spending. I'm really interested in buying and trending and seeing the markets go up and down and buying low, selling high if I can, like anybody, and looking at some of these smaller penny stocks, if you will, and seeing what's going on with them, like the certain hedge funds and things like that. Just kind of curious with the artificial intelligence, this new era. That's one I was looking at there.
Well, Thomas, I have to agree with you that there's not much of a market for Bitcoin, and let alone these other altcoins that you can spend. And I would even argue spending your Bitcoin would not be smart, because if just from the past 6 months, if you spent your Bitcoin, you just lost $1,000, or you paid. If you spent one Bitcoin, you paid for what you thought was $1,000 worth of stuff. Now you paid for $2,000 worth of stuff.
That's
so
right.
Bitcoin originally was thought of as a currency or money, which I guess it can be money, but I wouldn't say it's exactly its currency. But the greatest use that I found for Bitcoin and trading was that it's really it's become a great store of value. And the main reason, of course, is just the cap on Bitcoin and the proof of work that requires for newly minted Bitcoins to come out. Those two things have really driven the price up. And so and I trade in peer-to-peer, and what I've noticed is, I'm trading cash for Bitcoin, but there's only so many Bitcoin in supply right now, like only 16 million, which I only think there's only about 5 million moving around. Everybody else is hoarding it. And so you have an infinite amount of cash that you can essentially get, either going through the bank or going through other people's hand. And then you have essentially infinite amount of Bitcoin that's in circulation, but with a cap on it. And so the problem that I find, and what I find interesting, is the reason why I think Bitcoin has gone up in price is basically you could essentially trade Bitcoin and the local currency, and you can inflate through your bank account an infinite amount of money using cash. And then you can take that infinite amount of money in your bank account because you're recycling the cash infinite amount of times, inflating your bank account, and then take that money from your bank account and then buy Bitcoin, and then that transfer of value from your bank account to your Bitcoin, that's what's driving the price in the peer-to-peer market, which I think is translating to the exchanges, because as more and more people are buying, sometimes people don't have any Bitcoin to sell to you, so people are being forced to go to these exchanges and buy from there.
Mhm.
So back to the central banks. We got the Bank of Japan, Bank of England, Bank of Korea, National Bank of Cambodia, Reserve Bank of Australia, the Hong Kong Monetary Authority, the Bank of China, India. Everybody's getting in on it, and it's just going to keep going up. Ethereum will be $1,000 a coin. There's no limit to what a Bitcoin's going to cost. You know, it's going to be expensive. So this is it. Like, why buy yourself a $2,000 cup of coffee when you can just invest it and just keep it there? You know,
I mean, eventually you want to use it and cash out, which you can, but I wouldn't just be willy-nilly about it. I'd really use it as Bitcoin as a savings, and a hedge against all the other fiat currencies, and even against all other commodities too, in which you can use to eventually sell at one point when you want to start using it, sell to your local currency, or you can actually trade for a car, a house, food, depending on how dire the situation is, but eventually you can trade it for the stuff that you want in the future is my hope.
You are all positive about Bitcoin. I am very happy to find such people.
Yeah.
So, and the last topic that we will talk about is like social networks, but not all of social networks. We can talk just about social network. I don't know a social network that pay in Bitcoin. I don't know if you know, tell me. But I know the social network Steemit that pay in Steem. It's also a cryptocurrency that you can convert into Bitcoin very easy. And some people there, they post just pictures or video or some information, and they get good money. So I don't know. It's very good. I don't know why James didn't join yet Steemit, but I hope he will join. We have a lot of people that even some new people, like one guy, he's Jerry Benfield or something like that. He is there just from 2 months or something like that, and he earned from there his posts till $1,000.
Yeah, Jerry Banfield. You know Jerry Banfield.
Yeah, okay. Jerry Banfield. Do you know him?
Do I know him? Yes, I do know him. He was a dash pumper for a while, and he wanted to do something like what Amanda Johnson was doing. And at the time Dash was like $200, and they have a proposal where you submit 5 Dash, and then you could submit a proposal, and he wanted like 22 Dash for basically promoting Dash, which would have been like $10,000. And from what I understand, he also had a masternode, which I think you had to have a certain amount of Dash, like, I don't know, 1,000, whatever. It was $100,000 worth of Dash, I think, and he would receive some like 2 or 3 or 4 Dash per week or whatever it is. But from what I understand, his proposal got rejected, and he did a little live stream ranting about that, in which he also at the same time sold off his masternode, and I'm assuming that's when he came into Steemit. He took his $100,000 and now he has that in Steem Power, I believe.
Okay, so no wonder. Yeah, Steem Power. I mean, if you put money into Steem Power, you get a lot of money for your
Yeah, and he took his followers with him. I mean, he has a great following, and so that's what I understand from Jerry Banfield, what he's done.
Okay, he's doing well for himself over on Steem. Yeah, it's good to see him over there. So that's where he comes from, the Dash family.
Well, he doesn't. He has his own thing, but when I first saw him, he was trying to pump Dash. He was trying to promote Dash for the most part, and then the Dash community rejected his proposal. He lost $1,000 worth of Dash for proposing that, and he got really pissed, and he wanted to rant about it on a live stream, and he sold off his Dash node or his Dash master node, and he used that money to basically get into Steem.
Yeah, he is promoting Steem now. Very good.
I find the platform's a lot like an Instagram sort of a thing, sort of a Reddit sort of a platform. I could see the kids getting into it. I introduced it to my 10-year-old son. He thought it was the greatest thing in the world. You know, he's going to get paid for his YouTube videos finally, because YouTube, he's not getting anything from YouTube. You know, he's not even getting this 3 cents a click or whatever, because he doesn't have 10,000 views quite yet. But he was right on Steemit, and he started getting 3 cents here and 2 cents there. He was excited. Boy, was he happy. And if the kids catch on, I mean, like fidget spinners, I mean, these, whatever, when the kids start getting into stuff, whether it's an iPhone or whatever it is, it just, for some reason, it takes off. And that's where the money is going to be, where the kids want to go.
James, do you have questions about Steemit? We can answer you.
Yes. The question I have is, do you two guys, since you're on Steemit, do you feel it's necessary to buy Steemit so you can power up and get more power and more exposure to the platform?
Ask Jerry Banfield. He'd be the guy. There's a couple of big players on Steemit, and I imagine the reason they are making a lot in their posts is simply because they have a lot of Steem power and a high reputation and a lot of followers, as Sanusi was saying earlier. I got a little bit of Steem power. You know, I like the whole idea. You know, I'm not, you know, my whole life savings isn't in Steem at this point, but if it does start to catch on, I would regret it if I didn't invest a little bit of money in that Steem power and catch the bandwagon, because you've seen some of these other guys with like Exile. This guy's EXYLE on Steemit. He's pulling in a couple $100 a post, and he's got a reputation of 68. I got a reputation of 37. I just got on about a month ago on Steemit.
Do you think the amount of Steem or Steem power that you have correlates to your reputation?
I think it might. Yeah, I think it has an influence on your reputation. I think it has an influence on everything. I think the more people that put more, you get more bang for your buck when you put more in. Just like most businesses, if you're a bigger investor, you get to reap the bigger dividends when there is a positive influx.
Okay. How about you? I'm sorry. What's your name?
Snoopy. The thing that in Steemit, I think if you have Steem, it will not help you a lot. The most important in Steemit if you convert your Steem to Steem power, because more Steem power you have, more influence you have.
Right. So you take your Steem and to basically have Steem power. That's the important thing for the platform when you're using social media. Is that correct?
Yeah, but if you have a lot of Steem power, you will get paid in Steem dollar, and you can withdraw directly your Steem dollar. For example, I have now about 50 Steem dollar. Now Steem dollar cost about $1. If I withdraw them, I will take my $50, but I don't need. I just want to let them. I wait when Steem dollar will go up. About Steem power, it's good to have because your upvote will worth a lot, and when people will see that you are upvote, when you upvote someone, you
like, yes,
yes. When people see that your upvote worth few dollars, they will be interested to you, and they will also follow you, and they will also upvote you. So
yes,
more upvotes,
yes, of course, because they see you as money. As the more money you have, the more people they'll probably follow you, because they want your upvotes, or maybe even comment on your video.
Yeah, but even strong people, well, they call them whales on Steemit. Even strong people, if they see that you have good reputation, they also will follow you, and they will upvote you also. You can say that we share money between us.
Right.
More you get.
Yeah, that's what I understand. Steemit is known to be the sharing economy. Is that correct?
Yeah, something like that. Yes, but if you pay $1, you will get, I don't know, 14 or 15 or more.
Now,
Yeah.
now how do you now it's true from what I understand that you upvote, that's like you're giving someone money, but what about downvotes? Is it true that you lose money?
There's no downvotes.
No, downvote is when you remove your like, or you remove your upvote. You will it is downvote. But when you upvote someone, you will not lose your money. It will not go I don't know, from your money. It's like
It's not, you're not paying them out of your own pocket. It comes
yeah.
out of the grand kitty, as it were. All those Steem power dollars out there. That's where it kind of comes from to promote it.
Okay.
It's an interesting algorithm. And it
and
plays
then how
on
do you,
enticements, the velvet rope syndrome. You see somebody who's got $3 or $4, you think, well, I better like that one too, or upvote it. It just, you just get that feeling that if everybody else likes it, I should like it too. And it has that effect on you as a consumer. It really does.
well, let me ask you, how do you guys cash out? Like, how do you turn your Steem dollars into something usable?
Oh, just buy Bitcoin, trade it for Bitcoin, and off you go.
It's
So you convert your Steem power into Bitcoin?
I send it over to exchange. Yeah, I send it over to an exchange, and I trade it into Bitcoin. Yeah.
Yeah, usually I use Bittrex, bittrex.com.
Yeah,
and you found their Steem or Steem dollar. You can find it there, and you can convert it easy to even Bittrex. Bittrex, they have also an account on Steemit, or Polonix also they have an account on Steemit, but Polonix they have some problems.
Polonix, they were having some problems there for a little while. I'd stay with Bittrex. There's a couple other ones out there too. Bittrex is pretty reliable though. But like I said, in there, like, you know, it's, you can leave some in there. I mean, it's up to you. It's like, what do you leave in your garage as opposed in your home, or whatever you want more secure. If you have a great amount, don't leave everything on the exchange. So just, I wouldn't leave everything in Polonix or anything else. But yeah, you can trade your Steemit out on Bittrex, Bing, it's Litecoin, it's Ethereum, it's whatever, it's 700 different currencies, anything you want it to be. It just boom, you just trade it back out, just boom, instant.
Well, I also heard, maybe you guys can confirm or verify or deny this, that when you power up, you essentially you're locking up your funds for an amount of 2 years. Can you explain that a little bit?
I don't think it is 2 years. I think you can get it all out in 3 months. I haven't tried to get it all back out yet, and if it is 2 years, oh well, I don't really care. I'll be all right. So I haven't over invested in it. But no, I've heard it's less time than that. You can get it out in 90 days, as far as I know. But it could be 2 years. I don't know. Sanusi, do you know what the amount of time is if you lock it up into Steem power?
Yeah, but look, there is like just people don't understand. If you turn your Steem into Steem power, it will take time. But if you want to withdraw your Steem and take it and withdraw and convert it into Bitcoin, you can do it anytime. This is
you can do that. I understand you can do that. You can make the request for that. But how long does it take is the question, because if I make a request and convert it, but it takes 2 years or 10 years, it kind of changes the situation.
No way. I already withdraw 20 Steem on Bittrex directly, instantly.
Yeah, there's three things. There's Steem, there's Steem dollars, and then there's Steem power. Steem dollars, and Steem power. Steem power is like long-term investment. And then you got Steem, which is like a mid, you can still get at it. You can turn it, it's pretty much instant. And then there's Steem dollars, which is instant. You know, it's those two things are instant. Steem power is more long-term. It's like buying a GIC or something. I don't know how else to explain it, or a bond. It's a little like that. You're investing in the platform. It's basically what.
And I've been watching a lot of YouTubers out there promoting Steem, and they say you don't have to buy Steem. You can just go ahead and post, and you can start earning Steem. Is that true right there?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and then let's say if everyone in the world gets on Steem, But nobody buys Steem, right? Nobody buys Steem or Steem backed dollar or whatever it is.
Yeah, ultimately, of course, it would fail. If nobody bought Steem or invested in it, then it would crumble. Yeah.
It's impossible.
So you agree that people have to buy some Steem to support that site, because from what I understand, it's a user-generated site. They have no advertising revenue whatsoever. All the money comes from the users.
Yeah. And a lot of so once again, we're back to those that invest heavier are getting the bigger payouts on their posts.
Do you think that's fair? Because it's supposed to be a social media site where people are supposed to like the content, not because you have more money on the platform.
It gives you a bigger influence on your, well, see, everybody gets paid. If you invest nothing into it, you'll get paid a penny or two or something, which is better than nothing. I mean, kids just love that, right? A lot of people would love to just get paid anything for their YouTube video, just to get some kind of attention, really. And, when you're getting 3 cents, it's something, it's like a token, but it feels good. It's better than you ever made on Twitter or Facebook. You haven't made a penny on Twitter or Facebook. But if you take some time and invest a little, you might get 5 cents, 10, 12 cents, 16 cents, 68 cents, $1.24, and it adds up. But some of these guys that are putting in 15 grand or 25 grand or like Jerry.
Wow. Are people doing that for real?
Somebody is. There's people out there doing it, whether it's, some of the early...
well, don't you think that concentrates the power to the people who have the most Steem? And as people participate and they want to get to that point, but maybe they don't have that money, but the money they do put in, they're being slowly dried or slowly sucked out.
No, not at all. No, I believe that the minnows, as it were, as they call them, there's minnows and whales, but minnows, they're all going to get a little bit of money. Everybody's going to get a little bit of money and help promote the platform. And if you get lucky, it's like almost a little like a lottery, that if you get a post that goes viral or it's really well liked, like a YouTube video that goes viral, suddenly you're making hundreds to thousands of dollars on one post. And then you can do what you want. You can cash it out. You can invest a little back in. You can do whatever you feel you want to do. But everybody has a chance to make some money, even if it is 3 cents a post. Everybody has a chance to make.
I also heard that if you power up, you power up your Steem, do you get interest on that?
It's a little like that. It's a little like high interest savings. And you're not getting that at the bank. You're not getting any interest really at the bank.
How much are you getting?
Service charges.
I mean, how much is it? What's the percentage? I'm kind of curious.
I've only been in it for about a month, and I'm just playing with it right now, and it seems like fun. And but I haven't seen what it is. I'm sure it's well higher than any bank anywhere.
Yeah, but the fact also that if you will not be active on Steemit, just forget about it. You have to be active. At least post once every day or once in 2-3 days. If you post every day and you invest at the same time, of course you will earn and you will have a lot of upvotes, a lot of followers, etc. But if you want just to invest and do nothing, just sit down and doing nothing, it's like on YouTube. If you record video, if you promote your video, you earn money from YouTube. I don't know, but it's very little from YouTube. This why a lot of bloggers from YouTube, when they hear about Steemit, they go directly to Steemit.
Yeah,
because they don't
earn off YouTube. But you're making double that on Steemit. You're making double what you had on the YouTube video. You're making money from YouTube and
maybe
on Steemit, tripling up on Steemit, because you're running the same video on Steemit, your original YouTube video. People are watching it through Steemit. You're getting upvotes and you're getting the YouTube money. So yes, it's a platform where you can make money on top of your money. It's good.
All right. And then with the blockchain, how is the blockchain related to Steemit? How does that work in this on that platform? I heard you can once you post it, it stays on there forever. Is that right? Is that how it works? Somehow your post is it stays there.
From now on, get used to it. Everything we do for the next, the rest of this time we're on this planet is going to start being recorded in a ledger system. and it's a decentralized ledger system that's transparent, so that corruption in governments is going to be decreased. Corruption at the bank is going to be decreased. There's going to be a lot more accountability, and that's exciting.
What about the mining aspect of Steem? How does that work? Are people mining Steem?
It's Ethereum based on Ethereum.
But it's Steem is not
You can't
not
mine
Ethereum. You can't mine Steem?
I don't believe so. No.
Okay,
No,
because
I don't think so.
it may be the case because I don't know any miner that's mining Steem.
No,
So
You mine
you can't mine
Ethereum.
Steem. You can just earn Steem by posting on Steemit.
okay.
Yeah, so it's like it's fun, like it's a game. It's a way
Yeah, but
to
you can trade it. For example, I see the price of Steemit in 2 or 3 days. It goes to $1 every night, and it went also to $1.20 every day. I think also you can trade. I don't know. I am thinking about trading in Steemit also because it's good. 20 cents in one Steemit. If I will buy, for example, I don't know, 100 Steem, I will earn, I don't know how much, $10 or $20 from each 100 Steem. I think it's also it's good.
So what do you do with your Bitcoins in Russia? I'm kind of curious. You're like the first Russian person I've met online. What's it like in Russia? I believe you're in Russia. Is that correct?
It's very famous. Yes, I am in Russia. It's very famous in Russia, and a lot of people are earning Bitcoin like crazy. Me personally, I don't spend it. I just leave it, and I wait when it will go to, I don't know, 5,000 or something like that. I believe in it. I just save it. That's
So
all.
you don't buy food with it. You just save it. You're basically using the Steem platform to like earn Bitcoin. Is that the whole point of you doing any Steem?
I have money for food. I don't need Bitcoin for food.
Okay. So your goal, your purpose of Steem is to generate more Bitcoin. Is that correct?
Yeah, this is my purpose. Yes.
Okay. All right. No, that's great. You know, I think that's awesome. That kind of it's good for you. It allows you to generate more Bitcoin than than doing whatever mining. Do you ever mine?
No.
You ever think about mining?
I
No.
cloud mine. I cloud mine.
You cloud mine. Which service?
Genesis mining.
How's that coming along?
AWS went through Amazon servers. I don't know if that's lucrative or not. Do you know anything about that, James? The AWS.
What was the question?
The AWS servers at Amazon, they have those servers that you can basically lease the servers and do your cloud mining through that. I don't know if you're into that.
Well, mining, if you're mining Bitcoin, you need a very specific miner with ASIC chips right now, or else you won't mine at all.
Yeah,
if you're going to be mining with GPU, with your graphics card, which seems to be really popular these days, the graphic card seems to be selling out. You just join a pool, and either you can mine something, like you can mine Ethereum. Ethereum's kind of profitable right now. Zcash is profitable. Any coin that has a dollar amount seems to be profitable, but you're not going to get a lot of coins. There's a pool called NiceHash where you could point your miner, and they'll use your hashing power to mine for the most profitable coin, and then they'll convert everything to Bitcoin and send you Bitcoin.
NiceHash, I can look into that.
Yeah, that's if you're mining, but that's I think they're GPU mining for that particular service. So basically, there's only two types of mining going on. Like real mining, I would say, is ASIC mining and GPU mining.
Okay.
Other than that, I mean,
you don't
Steem
know about...
doesn't seem to mine at all. It seems to be a user-generated platform, which it seems like all the money's coming from the user.
So the Genesis mining, though, it's based out of that big warehouse in Iceland where they got $1 million a month hydro bill, and they're just rocking it up with all these GPUs, and shareholder more or less in that, and So anyway, I'm doing it through that. You pay them a certain amount up front, and then you just run it off your laptop or whatever through the cloud. You're mining it, and it's going to my wallet, that Coinbase or whatever.
Yeah, mining is very good topic, and I think we can talk about it next time. We can just choose special live for to talk about mining. And I think it's enough. We are already about 1 hour talking.
Yeah. Oh, already? Okay.
Yeah.
Should we get back together again in a couple of days or something?
Yeah, we
well, can I say something before we go? On my channel today at 8 p.m. Eastern time, which will be the New York time in the U.S.
Okay.
I have Jackson Palmer as a guest. If you don't know who Jackson Palmer is, he is the co-founder of Dogecoin. And so I have him on my channel, and I'll be asking him a lot of questions about Doge and the state of altcoins and the ICO and everything that's going on. So if you guys can join in and some of your audience members can join in and watch, that would be awesome.
Of course, just give us the link. What's the time?
8 p.m.
8 p.m. Yeah, I have to set up the Google Hangout event. I have to set that up. But as soon as I do that, I'll send you the link, and then you can post it, and I really appreciate it.
Okay, well, we'll see you tonight. I'll join you on that too. Yeah, I look forward to seeing you in 3.5 hours then on your show there, on your link. So, but Jackson Palmer, that's a great story, Dodge. Yeah, I look forward to that. So, okay, thanks for the invite. Thanks, Sanusi.
You're welcome.
All this together today, and we'll get together in a couple hours. Okay,
thank you, James. Thank you, Thomas. See you, and I hope James will join Steemit.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Bye. See you guys. Thank you for talking. See you next time. Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.